Most people say they want change, growth, confidence, freedom, but what they usually mean is they want all of that without feeling uncomfortable. And that's the quiet contradiction running most lives, because growth doesn't happen inside comfort. It happens the moment the bubble pops. Think about how carefully most of us design our days. Same routines, same routes, same conversations, same opinions reinforced by the same voices. It feels safe, predictable, controlled, and the brain loves that. Comfort tells your nervous system, you're safe, no danger here. But safety and growth are not the same thing. The real question is not whether discomfort is good or bad. The real question is, what actually happens when you stop avoiding it and step into it on purpose? At first, it doesn't feel like a motivational quote. It feels messy. Your body reacts before your mind catches up. Your heart rate goes up, your thoughts get louder, you suddenly feel exposed, even if nothing objectively dangerous is happening. That's because discomfort isn't danger, it's unfamiliarity, and your brain evolved to treat unfamiliarity as a threat. When you speak up in a room where you usually stay quiet, nothing physically harmful happens, but your body doesn't know that. When you try something you might fail at, your brain interprets that as risk to status, identity, belonging. Thousands of years ago, those things actually were life or death, so your system resists. This is why discomfort feels so convincing. It feels real, urgent, personal. It tells you stories like this isn't you, or you're not ready, or you'll embarrass yourself. And most people listen, not because they're weak, but because they've never learned to separate discomfort from danger. Now here's where it gets interesting. The moment you don't back away, something subtle shifts. At first, the discomfort spikes. That's normal. But if you stay, if you breathe, if you don't immediately escape, your nervous system starts recalibrating. It learns something new. Oh, I'm still alive. Nothing bad happened. That learning is powerful. It's how confidence is actually built, not imagined. Confidence is not a personality trait. It's a memory, a collection of moments where you stayed instead of ran. The first time you intentionally choose discomfort, you don't feel brave. You feel awkward, clumsy, maybe even stupid. That's because you're stepping outside the identity you've practiced. You're a beginner again, and beginners feel exposed because they don't have patterns yet. But here's the part most people don't expect. Discomfort doesn't last as long as fear says it will. The mind tells you this will be unbearable. Reality usually responds with, that was uncomfortable, but manageable. And that gap between expectation and reality is where growth lives. When you repeat this process, something else happens. Your comfort zone doesn't disappear, it expands. What once felt intimidating becomes neutral. What once felt impossible becomes routine. And you don't notice it happening day to day, but weeks later you look back and realize you're doing things your past self avoided at all costs. This is why people who regularly choose discomfort start to move differently. They speak more clearly. They take action faster. They're less paralyzed by overthinking. Not because they don't feel fear, but because fear no longer controls the steering wheel. There's also a quieter side effect that rarely gets talked about: self-trust. Every time you avoid discomfort, you send yourself a message: I can't handle this. Even if that's not true, repetition makes it feel true. But every time you stay, even imperfectly, you send the opposite message: I can handle hard things. Over time, that message compounds. You stop needing motivation from outside. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop negotiating with yourself so much, because you've proven through experience that discomfort is survivable. Now let's be clear, this isn't about chasing pain for the sake of it. There's a difference between constructive discomfort and unnecessary suffering. Constructive discomfort stretches you. It challenges identity, habits, and self-perception. It doesn't destroy your health or values. It's intentional, not reckless. Trying discomfort might mean initiating a conversation you've been avoiding. It might mean showing your work before it feels ready. It might mean sitting with boredom instead of numbing it with constant stimulation. It might mean being honest when silence would be easier. These moments don't look dramatic from the outside, but internally, they rewire how you relate to fear. And here's the paradox. The more familiar you become with discomfort, the calmer your life actually feels, because you're no longer fighting reality. You're no longer constantly trying to protect a fragile comfort zone. You become flexible, adaptive, harder to shake. Discomfort also strips illusions. Inside the bubble, it's easy to believe stories about who you are and what you're capable of. Outside of it, reality gives feedback. Sometimes that feedback humbles you. Sometimes it surprises you in the best way. Either way, it's honest. And honesty accelerates growth. One of the most powerful shifts happens when you stop asking, "How do I feel about this?" and start asking, "What would growth require here?" Because feelings fluctuate, values guide. You don't wait to feel ready. You act, and readiness follows. Over time, discomfort becomes less of an enemy and more of a signal that says, "Pay attention, there's something here worth exploring." And instead of shrinking away, you lean in with curiosity. That's when the bubble truly bursts. You realize that most limits weren't walls, they were alarms, and alarms can be listened to without being obeyed. Life on the other side of the bubble isn't fearless. It's honest, it's dynamic, it's less polished and more real. You fail more visibly, you learn faster, you feel more alive because you're actually participating instead of spectating. And maybe the most important realization of all is this: discomfort doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Often it means you're finally doing something right. So the next time your body tightens, your thoughts race, and your instinct says retreat, pause for a moment. Ask yourself whether this is danger or growth knocking, because the bubble will always try to keep you safe. But safety alone has never been enough to build a meaningful life. And once you experience what's on the other side, staying comfortable forever becomes the most uncomfortable option of all. If this helped you, consider subscribing.